start the game, I don't play huge amount of games on the Xbox, but I was really impressed at just when you start the game up, there's this little thing that has your Gears party in the upper right-hand corner, and you can hit the X button, and you could see everybody on your friends list who's playing Gears and what they're playing. You just roll down the list, and you're like, oh, Corey's playing Act 3. I'll play Act 3 with Korey. You just hit the button, boom. 1 second later, you're in there. If there's a slot, you are directly in the game, and you're just playing along like nothing ever happened.
Great. The co-op is awesome. I didn't check, though. Is there a split screen in this or no? Does anybody know?
For two-player co-op, yeah. And Jeff, I couldn't agree with you more, man. This game is beautiful. I was glad the AI was doing most of the work. There'd be times where I would just stop and just pick a flower. Or, I just look at a wall or something and just be like, this is gorgeous here.
Where did your testosterone go? I mean,
Hey, man, I'm a sucker for games that look beautiful, especially like this. I mean, you look at all the destruction in the game. It's gorgeous, man. They got the apocalypse down. You look at all this and you say, wow, death and destruction really is a beautiful thing sometimes. And it is, and it's so the case right here. It's amazing. And the environments not only are just nice to look at, but they play along well with the gameplay because the game is paced. That's another thing about this series. It's always been well paced. You get a breather and then you walk for about a minute or so. And then you walk into an area where you see things like rocks and boxes strategically placed out for cover, and the fighting's about to begin again. And the thing that Gears of War has always done well is that they've varied up their environments. Like there are some areas where it's open, and you have just these big battles out on a field somewhere, and then you get into these really creepy, tight areas in some parts, like a house or a trench or a cave, where enemies come out. You can get cornered very easy. So part of the game is very claustrophobic, and part of it is just like huge military combat, and I think they balance that out well in a game like this. Speaking about the graphics, though, I'm not sure who it is over at Microsoft that is sacrificing goats or how many goats they have to sacrifice in order to get the graphics on the Xbox so consistently better for each iteration. I mean, it seems like every time I play one of these games, I'm like, good Lord, there's nowhere to go. Like, surely they cannot make a better looking game with this hardware than what you've already made here. And then this game comes out, and I was just constantly, not only that, but I mean, for a post-apocalyptic game, you kind of expect it to be all like tan and brown, and there was a lot of water, there was a lot of, greenery from time to time, there was the lambent blowing up into the big yellow explosions glowing and everything. Yeah, it's a really sharp-looking game.
It looks good. You don't really notice any kind of slowdown. I didn't, any sort of stuttering, and I didn't really have any sort of problems with load times except when I died. Of course, you got to reload from the last checkpoint. But even then, it doesn't take very long. I really think this is like the pinnacle of what they can do with this game engine on this system. It's really impressive.
It is. And fuck you, Nick. Just because I admire beauty doesn't mean I'm like some little punk like you. How dare you,
Excuse me. You at the beginning of the review was like, Nick, you're such a pussy, man. It's like, this is for men. This is a game for men. Oh, look at those flowers over there.
That's right, man. That's right. I can be a man, appreciate beautiful things. How dare you, man?
I just get this mental image of Marcus Phoenix with rainbow hippie flowers painted all over his bed.
Well, somebody last night had a Lancer with a rainbow at the tip of it. I was wondering if that was a guy who was trying to tell us he was a gay player or not, which was cool with me, You remember that guy?
Yeah, no, I totally remember that. I mean, I was rocking the gold Lancer from the week one of the game, but
got a bunch of blinged out gear walking around, like.
Yeah. Not since Army of Two.
They have rims on them as well, by the way. Just checking.
Yeah, Jeff and I were like a couple of rappers running through the game. I think Jeff has some gold teeth on his character too. But something, as if the cooperative play and the AI was good enough for your story campaign, you get a lot more gameplay in this game through all the different modes too. You get like arcade mode, which allows you to rack up points as you play the campaign, and then you can go in and do cooperative play with some other stuff. Like you have 2 modes of a horde mode here, because that's my favorite thing in this game. And once I'm done with the campaign, horde mode is a hell of a lot of fun. I could play that all day long, man. And we almost did last night. We must have played for like 3 or 4 hours before everybody just finally gave up and said, "Fuck this, we can't do it anymore." And
we got to what level? Was that level 34 or something like that out of 50? And
yeah,
game starts getting rough right around there. Just all the regular enemies can kill you so fast, and they take so much to kill. And yeah, it was really fun. I mean, you just got people running around screaming like, "Oh, I'm coming for you, bro! Hold on!"
Oh, it's great, man. Yeah, it's 50 waves of enemies coming at you. It takes a while to get through all 50, And the game is good. It can match you up with players who are on your level and your difficulty, or you can join into a private party with your friends, which is what we did last night, because I was playing with some strangers, and then these guys asked me to join in, and I had already been playing for like about 2 or 3 hours, so I was exhausted. But when I got with them, I got reinvigorated, man, and I was just into it, and it was a lot of fun. You know, you can also reverse that, because in Horde mode, you play as the human characters fighting wave after wave of the locusts. You can also play beast mode, which is just a variation of horde mode, where you get to play the monsters in the game and you go after the humans. The biggest difference between those, besides the characters you play, is that when you're playing horde mode, your point system there is earning money. Well, they have a point system there, but you also earn money. And with that money, you use it to build up fortresses like spikes, turrets, and wire around your base.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can also go in and buy weapons that are lying around. You just can't pick them up like you usually do. Some of them you can, but some of your better weapons you have to buy. And so, you have to like go, and the game forces you to fight, because everybody's going out and killing things. So if you don't go out and kill as many enemies as your comrades are, then you're going to have less money and a less ranking.
In beast mode, you buy yourself into every wave. Like 4 levels of the locust that you can buy, from just the real tiny little suicide tickers all the way up to the boomers, the giant boomers with the big armored characters, the armored, what are they called, Calests or something like that. And every time you kill another player, you get money, and you can use that money to buy yourself back into the game. So if you run out of money, you basically can't spawn again in a round. You have to wait until you have enough money to come back into the game. The really cool thing about Beast Mode is it really is like being on the other side of Horde Mode, because as the rounds go on further and further, the defenses that the human AI is set up get worse and worse. So, in Horde Mode, you're setting up barbed wire to slow down the characters, the bad guys coming in. When you're playing Beast Mode, you're trying to destroy that barbed wire to get into their camp. And they even bring in like heroes from the story campaign that can't be killed unless you walk up in really grisly execution, where you just tear their head in half and eat part of it or whatever. But that Beast Mode is incredibly satisfying. Just a really unique addition to it, because they could have gotten away with just the standard multiplayer and then Horde mode, but this just adds another thing to suck your life away and you stay up till 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, and it can make you feel sorry for the locusts too, because when you're down, like when the humans down, they're like, revive me, but don't the locusts make kind of a pitiful sound when they die? Don't they? Like, that's how they yell for help. So
you didn't turn on subtitles with the locust, where it says, no. Excuse me, kind sir, could you please revive me?
I also like the sense of humor in the game, man. I mean, there's running jokes with characters where if you played the series, you know what those jokes are. And there's even a laugh track that can be enabled in the game for some of the cheesy lines that the characters say. If you want to put it on. So it's a lot of fun, man. Versus mode, I haven't done a whole lot of versus mode. Did you do any versus mode, Jeff?
Yeah, it's rough. The thing is that there's a kind of a weird rhythm to Gears in multiplayer in general, just because like going into cover and coming out of cover, and the difference between shooting from cover and running, and all the mechanics of the game are really unique. Like, I haven't ever played a game that has this kind of like super tight controls, but then it also keeps a very razor sharp track. It's kind of like Call of Duty in the fact that it's got a real sharp edge as far as when you shoot, where that bullet goes. It's not a sloppy game. So the players who are playing versus multiplayer, who have been playing versus multiplayer, will kill the crap out of you. There was this one guy on one map who all he would do is run at me with the double-barreled shotgun, get right up in my face, and boom, one shot and you're dead. And this one guy on this one map killed me 8-10 times in a row. And the problem is that when you go to do a versus match, it tries to rank you with people who have the same kind of stats that you do. And it kept not finding any games for me because I suck so much at competitive multiplayer. It'd be like, let's find some games. Nobody sucks as bad as you, dude. It's like, maybe we can go up to the people who kind of suck. No, you suck way worse than them, too.
Well, I haven't played any versus mode yet. I know these guys were inviting me, too, and I just know they invite me so they can just beat the shit out of me and laugh at me. But
it's good. It's well put together. It's just, it's serious.
Yeah. But don't they have a beginner's mode where you can go in there and play around for a little bit and get used to things before you actually submit yourself to all these experts who play?
Well, the nice thing about the game is that Versus, Horde, and the single-player campaign all have virtually identical controls. So if you go play the single-player campaign on one of the harder difficulty levels, or you play Horde mode every night up to level 50, you're going to get to the point where you're good enough to go in and play versus, because you're just going to be playing against other players instead of the AI. But all of the tenets of moving and shooting and the way you get around and play the game are the same.
I think I should point out a couple of weaknesses in the game, because I'm not going to give it better than Sax. I'm going to just give it probably a full price here, is the fact that I found the game to be a little bit too linear at times. I mean, I know that they do give you the option to switch between two different things at a couple of places, but for the most part, you're just on a set path and you're just kind of going down and the monsters come out, and it does feel very staged. It looks great, it plays great, it's fun, but at the same time, I had a lot of desire to kind of go off course at times and do something else besides just run out and fight these monsters over and over and over again. It just lacked that little bit of depth that I wish the game would have had, and that's just kind of the main thing with me in terms of why I didn't like it, and the fact that a lot of these characters really did feel one-dimensional. They did try to bring it back around, like we were talking about earlier in the review, but the fact that it's funny to crack on all the bro talk and everything, but it also gets a little bit stale. I mean, it's kind of like, oh, geez, why am I even fighting for these guys? I kind of want the enemies to win at times. There's so
Yeah, I got to agree with you, Kevin. I mean, I think there's some problems with the game. One, when Gears of War came out and when Gears of 2 came out, they brought in some innovations. Gears of War had that great snap to cover system that we hadn't seen in a while, and that we also loved the running in the game. And then Gears 2 brought out the horde level, and that was something that everybody loved as far as the multiplayer aspect of a series like this. But that run to cover is still kind of annoying to me. I mean, it's great, but when I'm trying to run from one spot to another, I still find myself being sucked into like snapping behind a wall or
right.
brick or something, or a rock, and I don't know how they would fix something like that. I don't, but if they could, it would be great, because that's still kind of a small annoyance to me. And the other thing, except the first Gears of War had a challenging boss battle at the end. I don't think the last two games have. Gears of War 2 or Gears of War 3. This one, the final boss levels are just not that hard. I played with a friend of mine on hard. Like him and I played together, and when we got to the end, it was just like wasn't that hard at all. So,
yeah,
I don't know if they even want to like make it that challenging, or they just think the story is that great that doesn't matter. But I still think that the game overall, even though you have different difficulty levels here throughout the game, when I was playing on the hardest level, it still didn't seem all that hard. There was probably one or two spots where we just got like overwhelmed, and that's when it felt like it was really hard. But for the most part, not that challenging.
There were a few parts in the game that that kind of shone through as weird. I think the thing that really, this is such a tiny nitpick, but I love the way that whenever there's more than 4 people standing around talking in the Gears world, Marcus Phoenix always sends 2 of them off to go do something else. Like, you've got this desperate battle for mankind, but Baird and Cole, can you guys go get me a cheeseburger? I'll meet you on the other side of these guys.
Yeah, the story in here doesn't even make sense. I mean, it makes sense, but by the time I get to the third one, I'm just kind of like, I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore. I don't know, man. I would give this, the most important thing here, of course, is the value and the gameplay that you get. And with all of the different modes that they have here, the multiplayer, going online and playing with people, I mean, you get a lot for your money here. I mean, you really do. You're going to be, if you love this game, you're going to be playing it, I think, a year later from now. So I'm going to go ahead and give this just a really enthusiastic buy it, man. There's no use in renting this because there's just so much to do here.
Absolutely. I mean, there's even if you go into the character unlock screen where you've got like the things that you unlock by doing various challenges throughout the game, there's like 6 pages of this stuff. It's like ribbons and medals and these awards and those awards. There's so much to do in this game, and it is so well implemented that it sucks you in and just doesn't let go. And for that, it's a full price.
Yeah, full price. Just fun. Just a fun game with a lot of replay value. It's got a good campaign. Storyline's a little weak, but overall, I'll probably go back to it after I'm done with this review, which says a lot. So, full price, buy it. Just get the game. It's great.
Just shut up and go buy it, you cheap bastard, you. So Nick, when you gonna run with the big boys, huh? You gonna get
all
that
I want to know is about this game. Do you get a magic pony gun? Because that will sell me. Right.
Yeah,
No.
no unicorns in this game.
No, but somehow,
unicorn?
Nick, if you play this game, somehow you will be able to find the most gay part of the game that nobody knew about. Somewhere in this game, you'll end up in a magic land of elves and unicorns and.
I don't think I would need to make this game any more gayer than it is. Just a bunch of bros who are on steroids, giving each other gay high fives from Top Gun. So,
Nick, you would be the one to find the button that would actually let you pat your fellow soldier on the ass as you send him off in the battle.